the whole process is expected to take anywhere from 4 to 6 weeks, and that depends on a number of things. It depends on how quickly you, the manager, can gather up all of the necessary information. It also depends on how quickly the NFA responds to our request to our application and to the disclosure documents. While they are generally fairly quick, there are times when they are more backed up, and it does take a little bit longer. So 4 to 6 weeks is generally a good timeline. Sometimes it can be done. Sometimes it's a little bit longer. In a few rare circumstances, it's been done quicker. So it all kind of depends on the exact nature of the group involved. So week one, what we're going to do is we're going to discuss your business, and you're going to complete a Forex questionnaire. I'm going to get to know what you're doing, how you're doing it, and that way we can move through the registration process as quickly as possible. If the business is a newly started business, then we're going to want to do the entity formation at that time as well. During this first week, hopefully we'll be able to submit the Form 7R and 8R, and hopefully you'll be able to submit the fingerprint cards to the NFA. During the second week, the NFA will begin reviewing the application, and it's during this time that we'll start the drafting of the CTA or the CPO disclosure documents. During the third week, the NFA will hopefully come back to us with some questions, or they will continue to keep moving forward with the registration. Hopefully all the materials have been submitted by then. If not, we will try to submit any outstanding materials that they need in order to process the application. During this week, we'll also begin finalizing all of the documents involved, and hopefully submit those to the NFA for their review as well. Week 4, we're hoping that registration is final. We're going to want to start trying to clean up any of the business items that may be outstanding, get all of the brokerage accounts opened, etc., etc. During this time, we'll also want to begin our compliance work, which we'll briefly touch on in the next slide as well. During weeks 5 and 6, there's going to be a back and forth on the disclosure document with the NFA, and then during this time also we'll work on just finalizing everything and getting you ready to begin soliciting customers. Next, we've got our different compliance rules, and with regard to these, I'm just going to try to give you the brief overview of these rules. You'll learn more about the specifics of these rules when you're studying for the Series 34 exam, so I'm not going to go over them so specifically in here, but just suffice it to say that there are some compliance rules that you'll need to be aware of, specifically Rule 229, and that basically governs the discussion the firm and the APs have with the public, and so basically what this is kind of an anti-fraud provision, basically saying you can't go out there and lie to your customers or make false representations or have any sort of materially misleading information out there. So that's what that rule covers. There are also specific rules for Forex dealer members, and then rules of general applicability, such as the record-keeping requirements. And all of this are rules that you'll learn more about during the Series 34 exam, and we will discuss during our discussion on compliance. Finally, here we've got some questions that are seeming to come up again and again. Do I need to take a Series 7 exam license in order to have a Forex hedge fund or run a Forex managed account program? Generally, the answer is going to be no. but again, it's going to depend on your specific circumstances. For the most part, it's not an issue. But again, this is a question that if you are worried about it, definitely ask your attorney, your Forex attorney about this. But for the most part, no, it's not going to be a requirement. Should I register now? This is a question that I've gotten a lot more recently, and generally I think that you probably do want to begin the registration process. You're going to be a step up ahead of the rules, and so when everyone's rushing to get registered, once the rules come out, you'll already be registered and have your document reviewed. You're not going to have to wait in lines, and hopefully the NFA will be quick to get your registration complete. It could be one of those things that later on the NFA is just so overwhelmed by the amount of applications coming in for Forex managers. So I recommend registering now if you have the time. If you're currently a CTA or a CPO and want to start trading Forex, what are the requirements? Basically, you will need to have your Forex disclosure document approved by the NFA because you're currently a member of the NFA because you're a CTA or a CPO. Now, if your Forex program is also part of your futures program, it's likely that these disclosures are already included in your disclosure documents, and so you may not have to go through any other processes with the NFA. But if you have a separate Forex program that has not officially been reviewed by the NFA, and you are a current CTA or CPO, then you're going to need to have that disclosure document reviewed by the NFA. And finally, what about Forex e-micros? Forex e-micros are a new exchange-traded contract that is based on the foreign currency trading. Currently, it's unclear whether or not these instruments need to be are regulated under the CEA, or if they're going to be regulated under the new Forex registration rules. It's likely that managers who are solely managing Forex e-micros are still going to need to be registered in some capacity, but that's one of the issues that will be worked out in the coming months. And so that kind of ends the majority of our presentation. This disclaimer basically just lets you know that with regard to your specific situation, I'm not providing you any specific legal advice, and this does not establish an attorney-client relationship between us. As always, if you have any specific questions, you should discuss your questions with a licensed attorney with knowledge of the industry. So that brings us to the end of our presentation. If you have any questions on the Forex registration process or provisions, please feel free to send me any comments or questions. I'd be happy to answer them. And if you'd like to get in touch with me, we can set up a time to talk as well. Thank you for listening, and look forward to speaking with you soon. Thank you very much.